Draft Brewed Black, Milwaukee's favorite premium beer.
More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Bavarians is for your man and you too.
Ortlieb's tastes good like a beer should.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Gentleman.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Most importantly, thanks for drinking along. I nailed it. Cheers and welcome into the show. We are a podcast centered around craft beer, the liquid, the lifestyle, and everything else in between. If you're joining for your first time, welcome. Grab a beer. Hang out with us. If you're new, I want to let you know we love interaction. Hit us up on the grams, on the socials, the Unfiltered Gentlemen. Email us, those two words put together, theunfilteredgentleman@gmail.com. However you like to get a hold of us, do it, 805-538-BEER. I am, today I'm Beer Me That Beer, because I love The Office. I'm Greg. Over there's Flex Master Flex on the 2s and 3s.
Hey, I really need to come up with a tagline coming on here.
We'll work on that.
I need to get better at it.
We'll work on it. And the salty sailor herself, Erica.
Hey, everyone.
Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us.
Yeah, it's an honor to be back.
We're just glad we didn't scare you off the first time or something.
Oh, no, I will try everything twice.
We do need more pretzels.
Whoops. Sorry. I won't eat any, so you don't have to watch me.
No more ASMR podcast this time. You have to listen to me eat them. Everyone, you're in luck. You don't have to listen to me eat pretzels tonight. Like we were saying, thanks for looking. Wow, it's going to be a great night. Thanks for hanging with us. English is already a difficult one. I need to kick in my beer here. I'm quite sober and was dealing with some technical difficulties. So we're going to shake this one out and keep getting into it. We got a lot to talk to. We have another listener voicemail continuing on the drunk story train. We have some serious stuff to get to as well. Some booze news and so much more. As you can tell, I am quite in need of a beverage, so I'm just going to kick things off, if everyone doesn't mind, with a beer review, mainly as an excuse.
You have to loosen up a little bit.
Yep.
Clearly.
We all agree.
We've taken a poll.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for Beer of the Week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend, and I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
Having myself a beer indeed, and thanks to Flex for the encouragement over there. I do what I can. I am drinking Listermann Brewing Company and collab with Blackstack Brewing. It's called Business Hippies. It's an IPA, double IPA, 8.6%, has a 3.78 on Untapped. And they say, what kind of hippie am I? Man, I'm a business hippie. I don't know what that means. I
can think of a few things.
Yeah. They say it's an NE IPA with Sultana, Mosaic, and Strata hops. Here's the thing. Can you guys see my beer?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does that look like a New England IPA to you guys?
It looks more West Coasty, if I'm going to tell you the truth.
It is extremely West Coast. This is like the most West Coasty double IPA you could find. It is very malt forward, like a West Coast double IPA. It's very piney on the front and the back end. It's even got some of that burn coming through with it. I don't know if this is what they were trying to achieve, because this is very far from a New England IPA.
Oh, no.
In my book. I had no idea what to expect. I never had this beer. I never had either of these two breweries until right before we hit record, and I poured my beer. So I didn't have time to come up with my hatred for them. And hatred's not even the right word. This is just not what I was expecting. I was expecting a hazy, and this is very much a West Coast double IPA. Hey, if you're looking for a West Coast double IPA with that old school, malty, piney, kind of kicky in the teeth, something our friend Dan would have really enjoyed, this is it. This is your jam. If you're looking for any IPA, go run far, far away. It is very, very not that. It's not a bad beer. It's just not the beer.
Do you like it? Because that's the important part.
I'm drinking it.
Those business hippies need to update their TPS reports. I'm thinking they're got a little psychedelic with their write-up there. Not
Yeah,
quite right.
I'd like whatever they're having. because,
Maybe it's just ironic between the beer name and the beer style.
Yeah, there's something
It's
twisted
just
there.
a 16-ounce can full of fucking irony.
somebody should name
Go.
a beer after that.
Perfect.
16 ounces of fucking irony.
I like it.
That'd be a great
And then
name for.
just send me a can. Just one can. That's all I'm asking.
That's all you need is just one. So, anyways, look, this is not a bad beer. I'd say it's just a little false advertisement. That's all. I would drink again as long as I was in the mood for a double IPA. So there you have it. Sorry to start off on a not super positive note, but not a negative one either. So thank you to Vor.
It's like a Switzerland approach. Like,
Very neutral.
oh, I don't hate it, but I do not love it. It is a good beer. Have a good night.
That is exactly it. All right, so we've been talking the last few weeks about covering up when you're drunk. This all got brought on by a drunk driver who ran into a house and then decided he was just going to pull right out and park his car in the street like nothing happened. And so we've been sharing our stories. Vanessa, our friend Vanessa, sent in our story. Erica
Epic
has a
bathroom cleanup.
Yeah. But she didn't
the
have
one
to
that-
clean up.
Yeah, she got out scot-free. Anyways, our friend Pablo on the gram, Pablo XH34, has also sent in a voicemail with his drunk story. So let's have a listen to that.
Hey gentlemen, it's Pablo. You guys know me on Instagram at PabloXH34. So I have a drunk story for you. A few years back, when my younger brother turned 21, we had a huge party at the mom's house. And I got very, very hydrated. I mean, we were taking shots. We were drinking out of a beer bong. We were shotgunning beers. It was fun. So, to make the long story short, I blacked out. And all I remember is waking up in the middle of the night on the floor in my twin brother's bedroom. Mind you, he wasn't there. He was out of town with his girlfriend at the time. So, wake up in the middle of the night, naturally, clean myself off, and I leave. I go home. Next morning, I get a call from my younger brother, and he is laughing his ass off. So, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what happened? Apparently, I opened one of my twin brother's dresser drawers, proceeded to throw up in it, closed it, and went back to the party. How I ended up passed out on his floor, I don't know. And that's my story.
I have a feeling I know how he ended up passed out on that floor.
Can we just start off by saying thank you for not being anonymous, Pablo?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Right.
For all those scared
Own it.
assholes out there. Way to
Yeah,
own up to that.
Own
We
it.
very much appreciate your openness and your honesty with your hydration. That would be quite the surprise to come home the next day. It's like, hey, by the way, puked all over your shorts.
Could you imagine just waking up the next day and be like, oh man, I'm going to wear my favorite pair of shorts. And you open up your dresser drawer and they're just covered in vomit.
Nasty.
That is so good if you're not that person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you guys have stories to share, we have really just taken on the role as drunk therapy over here. With
Yeah, I
sharing
love
these
it.
Stories. Yeah. No one, it's a safe space for everyone. No one judges. We encourage it.
We've all been there.
Yeah,
all
we
been there.
grow through these stories. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
805-538 beer is our number. Look, no one's going to answer. Go straight to voicemail. We'll play your voicemail on the show. You can also send us a message, or you can record on your voice memo app, email it over to unfilteredgentleman@gmail.com. However you want to do it. We are really enjoying everyone's stories.
And we really want to hear them all. We really do.
Each and every one. As long as we have drunk stories, the show continues. And because we've tricked Erica into hanging out with us again, we're now going to trick her into sharing a drunk story with us.
Well, just to piss Flex off, this is totally anonymous. So I was living at my parents' house and was gonna go hang out with my friend for the night, maybe write some science report or something. But of course, we were gonna have a big party, and in Astoria, the way you party is in the middle of the woods, and I'm talking the deep, dark woods. Some logging road 57 where you take 10 turns to get there and potholes and all that good stuff. So
like the woods of Twilight.
yeah, it is some freaky deaky woods. So I drove all the way out there and it was kind of misty. You just deal with that when you live in Astoria. You party in the rain or you don't party at all. So, we all get out there and we're around the campfire. We're passing around our like Boone's Farm and Bush Light and all that like delicious stuff we drank back in the day. And having a great time. And then it just like torrential downpour. And if you know when you live out like and you're out on a logging road, you have to get out of there because those potholes become mud holes. And so I am busting out of there way too soon and going through pothole after pothole into like mud pit. And I'm stuck. And just to make sure I'm like stuck, I just hit the gas, like just stuck, just mud flying everywhere, cars covered in mud. So eventually a guy comes out, tows me out of the pit and like looks like I'd gone through Monster Jam, like some like crash course. It was like ridiculous. My car's covered and I'm like, okay. A few hours later, I get home. How am I going to cover this up? Like my parents know this is how you party in Astoria. They're going to see this mud. So I knew they were leaving early in the morning. I'm not going to park in my usual spot. I'm going to park kind of like behind them. And maybe when they pull out, they won't even notice like my car that they have like Gravedigger parked behind them. So it's like
Monster Jam.
Right? it was Sunday. So I wake up the next morning. They're gone. I look out at the car and I not only notice it's caked in mud, but there is a basketball-sized dent above the driver's back wheel. And it's just huge. And I'm like sweating. Like I'm sweating buckets trying to figure out how this happened. Like, did a boulder come flying out while I was spinning my wheels? And then my phone rings. No time to come up with a story. And my phone rings and I pick it up. Don't know why. That's my dad. It's like, hey, Erica, you parked somewhere different last night. And I'm like, oh, here it comes. Like, well, I didn't notice your car and I backed right into it. And I'm like, yeah, you did, Dad. I saw that dent. It was just like, that was it. And he's like, you know how we paid for half of your car? I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, we paid for the back half. Talk to you later. And that was it. So then my punishment was like, and we never talked about how, like, I'm sure they noticed when they got out that was like caked in mud and just, that was it. I drove around for 3 years. Deal. Thanks. I drove around for 3 years with a giant like dent in my car, partially totaled, just as punishment for.
Well, I hope you learned your lesson.
I know. Yeah. So
park in your regular spot next time.
Park in my regular spot. They would have never said a thing.
Yeah, or just don't go home.
Or just don't go home. Yeah. Maybe if they were leaving early, I don't know. Lots of bad choices on that one, but it was, got to look at that dent for 3 years.
I got to ask. What kind of car was it?
It was a Subaru, but not a four-wheel drive.
Of course not.
Of course not.
Clearly.
And it ended up like that car had been through a lot. It was like in a murder trial years later, too, apparently. So, yeah.
Hopefully after you sold it.
It was after I sold it. Yeah.
Sounds like a cursed car.
Yeah, I think it was. So, yeah, that was my cover-up story that didn't. I'm not good at covering things up. I'm pretty honest, but there it was.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing your drunk stories with us. We are trying to keep it classy over here.
Yeah.
As we can tell. All right. A lot to get. Oh, I almost forgot, by the way. Shout out to Philly, PA, for being our top listening city of last week. Hi, Philly.
Oh, hey, the pretzel people.
What up, Philly?
Yeah.
They're coming back around. They
right.
like them pretzels.
12 pounds a year. Don't forget that, guys.
Was it like 4 times the rest of the country?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Those are my people. Thanks for listening, Philly.
Again, it's ironic. This got Erica back on the show. Philly's the number one listening city.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it's nothing but irony here.
Coley from last week is from Pennsylvania, so all these...
Well,
that might be more the reason.
I mean, she left when she was like 2, so I don't know how many fans she still has over there, but
maybe she's a child star. I don't know.
Right. Miss Philadelphia when she was a kid.
Right.
Could be. It could be. All right. So a couple of, I guess, serious things to mention, which is not what we're known for the most part, but I feel like it has to be said. First of all, just want to say Scott's having some medical things done today. That's why he's not here. He's having some minor surgery. So our best to that guy. I know he's already out of surgery because his wife said he got out and asked for a beer. I shit you not.
Oh.
So
that's our boy.
He's doing all right.
That's how you know he's okay. I did ask her to get a video of him while he was still drugged, and she complied. So
Nice.
That was fantastic. And then he
Hopefully we can get some audio from that.
Yeah, will that be on the
Maybe
gram?
on the next show.
I wonder if I could. It was really bad audio, which is, it's par for the course for Scott anyways. You couldn't understand a word he was saying. So just play any clip, really, and it'll be okay. Insert Scott here, and it'll all sound the same. So the other thing is, I don't know if anybody's been glued to the gram over the weekend, but a person who goes by the handle Rat Magnet started off by asking, very simple, share your stories of sexism and misogyny in craft beer. And boy, did it blow up into what became, I don't know, best described as like a support group for people that have gone through a lot of issues in the craft beer world. And then it kind of expanded to bars and restaurants a little bit too. So really just kind of alcohol in general. It'd be silly to read them on the show. You should definitely go read them. Rat Magnet, all one word on the gram. I mean, there are the stories you expect of like, hey, sweetie, can you really lift that sack of grain? Ranging all the way to full on just stalking and rape and really horrible, disgusting things. I've literally read every single story. I think, at least I've tried to. I spent most of the weekend doing that. Anytime I wasn't actually doing something, I was reading her stories. It's insane. It's disgusting. And I felt, I don't know, irresponsible not talking about it. I don't have a lot to say. That sort of thing hasn't happened to me. So I feel weird bringing it up, but I also feel like men are most of that, like 99.99% of that problem there. We'll just go with 100. And as a man, I should probably bring it up and I don't know, invoke some sort of conversation. At the very least, if you haven't heard of it, hopefully this encourages you to go to her gram, and she's highlighted, you can save the highlights, all her stories. So you can start from story number 1 and read your way through and see how it started as a very simple, like, hey, share your stories. Let's, all support each other, into like a, holy shit, this industry is really fucked up, as are many industries.
Yeah.
But this being a boys club for sure. Really, really disgusting things. There's been a lot of mention of certain breweries. I think probably the most mentioned brewery was Tired Hands. I really don't know what else to say other than I could say like, hey, this needs to change. And of course it does. But me saying that's not going to do a lot. I hope things do change. And I hope at the very least people read the stories and can form some opinions and maybe stop supporting those businesses who are doing nothing about it.
Right. Hopefully this flushes out the whole, all the people that are causing this.
And you said it best. It's absolutely disgusting, and I couldn't imagine myself acting that way towards the opposite sex in any manner whatsoever. So yeah, just absolutely incredibly disgusting.
Yeah. And anybody can say anything they want if they want to, and if there's nothing else to say, then that's fine too.
I don't have anything other to say than it's disgusting, and good for people for speaking up, and hopefully they flush those bastards out, and everybody gets to kind of heal and move forward, because that needs to be said.
Yeah,
and then like you said, not in just this industry, but in industries all over,
anywhere,
every single industry, anywhere. It just has to fucking stop.
Right.
Plain and simple. It's got to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the grossest, most repeated stories, other than like about a specific person, but as far as like a theme goes, was that whether they're a beer rep or a brewer or a server, many of these girls were warned, if you go out to dinner, make sure you cover your drink and you order your own drink, and you don't leave your drink at the table. These bosses are knowingly sending off these women, and sometimes girls. Some of these girls were like 19 when it happened. Off to these business dinners with people who are known to do these kind of things, and it's like, oh,
and they're still there. Huh?
And it's fucking gross.
Yeah,
and should not be accepted. If you, like I said, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna do my best to figure out whose brewery-wise offending and not support them anymore.
Right. There's plenty of good beer and great people out there. So there's, anyone that's in this chain of whatever's happening that's causing problems, goodbye. You've got competition that are way more worth our time and money.
Yeah. Don't support the fucking knobs out there,
Yep.
Yeah. On the plus side of things, there have been some breweries and businesses that have already said, like, this person is fired or we're investigating this situation. So it's already brought about some change, which is fantastic, and hopefully some accountability. I will lighten the mood a little bit with this article that sort of relates to this. Okay. This is from October of 2017. I read this years ago, and I thought this is the best article any male could read. The title, The Rock Test, a hack for men who don't want to be accused of sexual harassment. And this is from Anne Victoria Clark. She says, are you a man confused on how to treat the women you work with? Do you feel like that if you can't say or do anything, you don't know what to say or do at all? Well, stress no more. This life hack will have you treating women like people in no time. From Harvey Weinstein to like all of Uber, it seems like each day a wealthy and powerful man is being brought down by accusations of sexual harassment or assault. And just today, the New York Times reported men are becoming less likely to mentor females out of fear. Like I said, this is 2017. There's a quote from the New York Times. While navigating professional relationships can often require that dreaded thing known as any amount of work at all, there is hope. You see, by following this one simple rule, you too can interact with women as people. It's as clear cut as this. Treat all women like you would treat Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
So be afraid of them?
Yeah.
She goes on, I know this sounds weird. Yeah, I know this sounds weird, but trust me, this is a visualization exercise. English is so hard tonight. That will work wonders in your dealings with the women in your workplace. When a woman approaches you, just replace her in your mind with The Rock and then behave accordingly. And she gives examples of, replacing insert female here with The Rock. And it's perfect. Would you say some of this shit to The Rock? Would you say like, hey, sweetie, you got a great ass to The Rock? No, he'd punch you in the face.
Right.
But would you tell The Rock like, hey, bro, you're looking swell today? Like, something very harmless like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. For the record, I would.
There you go.
So anyways, if you Google The Rock Test, a hack for men or something like that, and Victoria Clark is the author, it is worth a read. It's funny, but it's also true. I would never say something to a woman that I would not also repeat to The Rock. And then I was telling we were talking about the whole rap magnet situation this week. I was telling my wife, I was like, and I would also not say something that I wouldn't say to my mom, because my mom would be pretty pissed off that she raised an asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anywho, a little bit of levity to a really shitty situation, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let me just lighten the mood here. Before we move on, talk some beers, and talk some booze news, I think we should find out maybe what Erica is drinking over there. What are you sipping on?
I am sipping on Fresh Out the Oven from its version 9 from Burning Barrel Brewing Company. There it is. And yeah, do you want me to read the Untapped? It's a little wordy.
As long as it's not like a stone description.
It's semi-stoned.
Right.
Okay.
Read as much as you think we need to hear.
So it is a sour fruited. In the 9th iteration of our famous dessert-inspired Imperial Sour series, we decided to take elements from multiple pie recipes and put it together in a single beer. Packed to the brim with blackberries, plums, almonds, brown sugar, cinnamon, Mexican, Madagascar, vanilla beans, this fresh out the oven will be the star at your family dinner table. A combination of these flavors mimics that of a freshly baked berry-stuffed bear claw. The sprinkle of candied almonds, cinnamon on top, served with a juicy scoop of vanilla bean ice cream. It is amazing.
Ooh.
I have never had a beer that so perfectly fits the description. There's so many pie things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is 100% pie. Like, you pour it, it looks like a haze kind of burgundy color. It's moderately foamy, tiny little bubbles. When you on the nose, it is like biscuity and warm, vanilla with cinnamon, and then like
yeah, get in there.
Yeah. So you do get berry, even a little peach and rhubarb, but it finishes like a pie crust.
That's the best.
It's ridiculous. You get you start with this pie crust scent, that biscuit, and then you get the fruit, and then you finish with a pie crust. It's crazy. My husband drank it too. He's like, I'm giving this a 4.5. This is amazing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Those are some high honors.
Yeah. And so I was talking to the brewer at Burning Barrel. I picked this up today, and he's like, well, version 9, because this is what put us on the map. So basically the first version was our first sour, and they just keep perfecting it, and it's incredible. So, and they have fabulous sours, and then of course Imperial. So,
do they go with different pie flavors each time?
No, I don't think so. I think this is just slightly tweaked, but the same flavor.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering when you said that they were trying to perfect it at version 9 now. So I was wondering if there are different additives.
No, honestly, I didn't ask him that. Or maybe they just number the version because, each time you release something, it could alter a little. I don't know. I need to ask Duncan that, but certainly the first one.
Duncan, come on, let us know.
Come on, Duncan.
Let's go, Dunk.
So they have just some really legit beer out there, and this one, 9%. I get zero alcohol taste. It is so dangerous.
That's the best kind.
Yeah, it is.
I'm salivating over here.
Yeah, I gotta keep this one away from the kids. It looks like pie. It tastes like pie. This is dangerous. I mean,
it needs a little whipped cream on top.
Right. Oh, and you do get a little bit of an ice cream. It's all there. It's everything I need.
This begs the question: dessert, solid or liquid?
If this is around, it's gonna be liquid. Otherwise, it'll be solid. But this would be the one that I would always pick over an actual dessert. So yeah, my beer is better than your beer. La 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 la. Definitely better than Greg's.
I was gonna say, what's it like having a beer that actually fits the description?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It actually is as it should be, but
Sorry,
can't have it all, Greg. Sorry.
I know. Sorry, Listermann and Blackstack.
Sounds like Listerine. They got it wrong right there.
Blackstack's pretty amazing too.
Blackstack.
They are.
Okay.
This is my my first run-in with Blackstack. So
Blackstack. Sorry.
Stack.
What did you think I said?
I don't know. I live in Sac. There's an old Sac here. I heard. I don't know. It's Stack. Sorry. Thank you. Got it.
Leave the old sack out of it.
Got it.
And the new sack. Leave all the sacks. Well, very nice. That sounds delicious. I have not had those guys yet, so hopefully they make their way down this way.
Yeah, I'm sending one to Coley, so maybe.
Okay, we got to mention here. Coley is so excited
that someone's trading with her.
Yes, we were hanging out this weekend, and she's like, Erica. I was like, neck nosh, Erica. She's like, yeah. She's like, she is so nice. And I was like, are you guys trading beer? She's like, yes, we are. Finally, someone will trade with me.
I was going to say, I can only imagine how excited she was that somebody reached out after the show and was like, yes, I will trade with you.
I don't know why people won't trade with her. She's very capable of sending beers. In fact, she's sent to a few people and never received back. So
that's what I heard. And my heart broke for her. And I'm like, I'm going to be here for her and bring her some fabulous. I'm going to send her some Burning Barrel and some Moxa. I'm going to send her all the good stuff, Coley.
Nice.
You get it. And then Greg can sneak over and have some.
Oh, I probably will. She's very excited. We were discussing what beers to send to you.
Oh, so. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
Yes. All right. Any fans of Ninkasi Brewing in here?
I have some in the fridge. They're okay.
Yeah. Flex is like, who now?
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's very West Coast.
Yeah.
Weird story. So a couple years ago, Legacy Breweries introduced itself as a new business venture that was planning to use acquisitions to create craft hubs in the U.S., basically like leveraging buying power for breweries for ingredients and that sort of thing. They acquired a couple of breweries, Laurelwood Brewing of Oregon, Aspen Brewing of Colorado, and then not long after, they entered into an agreement with Ninkasi Brewing. And according to a recent announcement, the relationship between Legacy and Ninkasi has been severed. They say after working together for about a year, Ninkasi Brewing and Legacy Breweries signed a separation agreement so they can focus on each other's company's strategic imperatives. The separation was effective in 2020 and will allow companies to build on their core competencies. Last Friday, the announcement continues with Over the time they were working together with Ninkasi and Legacy, were able to create considerable synergies against brand innovation, raw materials, supply chain improvements, as well as development of a premier trade development team and secure long-term major production contract to fill capacity. Short story long, Ninkasi founders Jamie Floyd and Nikos Ridge will be taking back control of the brewery, as well as CEO Nigel Francisco. So it's just weird. They kind of formed this conglomerate, and then they were like, we don't want to do it anymore. Also, this separation is effective like 5 months ago.
Wow. It sounds like they're breaking up and blaming the kids, too. Like,
it feels very divorcey.
Yeah.
Like a bad breakup, yeah.
Yeah, because we have to work on, this and that. It's like, ouch. Okay.
Or it's almost like they didn't want anyone to notice.
It's kind of also true. It's like, we don't want to tell anybody, but like, okay, I guess it's been 5 months. We should tell. I don't know. The kids are asking why daddy hasn't been home in a few months.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like. It's a family Christmas and someone's not around, and it's kind of like, hey,
daddy's work trip is really
why didn't
long.
Ninkasi show up?
What's Laurelwood doing over here?
Yeah. It's just the whole thing was very strange. I figured I'd bring it up. And then one last story before we get to what Flex is drinking. Storm Along Cider introduces a Nitro Hard Tea. Is anybody in yet?
I mean,
Curious.
I would try anything.
Sure. Once, maybe twice.
Twice?
I would definitely say once, minimally.
Yeah.
All right. Who doesn't like tea? I mean, like, iced tea, some lemon tea.
Well, let me give you some deets.
Let me get some of these deets.
Storm Along Cider, Massachusetts-based cidery, has launched a first-to-market brand of Nitro Hard Teas made with quality loose leaf tea and real fruit, and they're calling it Vital Sign. Instead of using cane sugar as an alcohol base, Vital Sign uses apples and grapes that are fermented and distilled to yield a clean taste. And instead of using tea powders, extracts, and chemically concocted natural flavors, Vital Sign combines real teas with real fruit and juices. The teas are also nitrogenated, a first in the hard tea space, to give them a nice, creamy mouthfeel without excessive carbonation. Does anybody watch Schitt's Creek?
Like every episode 5 times.
Does this not make you think of the episode where she was doing the commercial for the fruit winery?
Oh my goodness, over and over and over. Yes.
As I read the story, Herglinger.
Yes. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Tastes, awful.
Yeah, the whole thing made me think of Herb Englinger or whatever his name is, and her trying to drink his awful fruited wines. And
yep, I could maybe see that. I'm curious just because it sounds different, so it's worth trying.
Sure.
I just really don't know what that would taste like. So, but I imagine 1 time, 2 times.
Would I try it? Sure. Would I buy it? Probably not.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't buy it. I would definitely try it. If someone was like, hey, I got this hard tea, I'd be like, yo, I'll try it.
Hey, fool, I got this tea I want you to try.
It was like, hey, I got this tea. You want to buy it? I'm a pass.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Well, speaking of things that Flex is willing to drink, let's make a call to the pen and see what he's sipping on over there.
He calls to the bullpen for
beer.
All right, so tonight I am drinking my latest and greatest brewery crush. They may be my current favorite brewery. Maybe my favorite brewery of all time. We'll see.
Those are big words.
Yeah.
These guys are phenomenal. This is a brew from Phase Three Brewing Company. They're out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. So it's not too far from me, about an hour and 15 minutes. So I plan to visit them sometime this summer. But this is Locked Layers. It is an Imperial Double New England. It weighs in at a 7.7% ABV. And real short and sweet on the Untapped. It is a double IPA with Simcoe, Citra, and Idaho 7.
Big description.
Yeah, look out.
You and Erica both tonight have those long ones.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not fair. Man. I got the bigger assignment.
You got to research that. It's science. It's all science. I mean, this beer, these guys do amazing work. I've had their IPAs. I've had their lagers. These double IPAs are just so light and pillowy. This brew especially, I mean, it's very apricot forward. It's got hints of the tropical. It's just a flavor juice bomb and a half. And you would never guess. I mean, some of these things ring in at 8.5 to 9%. And they're just amazing beers. You never find any alcohol in there whatsoever. Wow. The flavors are really, they're just out of this world.
Nice.
I can't say enough good things about this brewery.
Well, in any brewery that is making good lagers, you got my vote. I mean, it's the hardest one to make good. You can't cover it up with a bunch of hops or anything like that.
Well, absolutely. And they don't just hit you with like the New England IPAs that come out with the, straight up West Coast styles. They come out with the American IPAs. And the best thing about them is in southeastern Wisconsin here, they self-distribute and their prices are unreal. I just picked up an American IPA, $8.99 a 4-pack. Their lagers, their pilsners, $8.99 a 4-pack.
Jeez.
And it is the most bang for my buck I've ever gotten.
That's right.
And
You
I
can't
know
even
you guys
get
are
Coors
laughing.
Light for that here. I mean, that's crazy.
And I was waiting for that.
You can't. Oh, I was waiting for more math, actually, after that last time. You're like calculating, based on the can art and I don't know, whatever else.
I love his algorithm of like can art to alcohol ratio. And
it is the price to can art to ABV ratio.
Okay. $8.99
It doesn't lie. So this one, I mean, this is a $14.99 double. This label, you guys can see it. Everybody else
yes, we can.
Yeah.
We'll post
It's
pictures
wild.
on the gram.
It's wild. The 7.7%. Who doesn't love a little big ABV bomb?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just works.
Very nice. And it lives up to its name of being a hazy and is actually hazy.
Yeah.
It does.
What do you know?
2 for 3.
Brand. Yeah. The odds are
Meatloaf
forever.
said that's not bad.
He did?
Yeah. Meatloaf said 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
What?
Like
Is that
the
a
song?
Is that a Meatloaf song?
That is a Meatloaf song.
Do I need to pull this up?
No, because it's true.
I would do anything.
Yeah, I know that
2
one.
out of 3 ain't bad. Nope, don't.
You guys are killing me right now.
Oh, that's the name of the song.
It is the name of a song. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Well, if they don't say it in the song.
And for the record, I'm the youngest one on. And you guys didn't know that.
I know. I guess we should have.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Wow, and he repeats it over. I'm looking at the lyrics. Repeats it over and over again in the chorus.
Oh, no.
That's the name of the song. I guess I'm not up on my Meatloaf trivia.
Sorry, they don't have Meatloaf at Aftershock, so
Get on
it. I just have sorry.
Oh,
That's okay.
dear.
No, that's cool. Good for you. Go Meatloaf.
Yes. Go Meatloaf. He'll do anything for love. But not that.
Yeah.
But he won't do that.
No, not that. Good news for Erica and I. Cocktails to go may become permanent in California.
Oh, way to go, Callie.
Yeah. Something nice to come out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
As most of California's counties reopen, and they reopen dining service at bars and restaurants in some form, one of the pandemic's biggest takeout pivots might become permanent. This week, the state Senate unanimously passed a bill that would permanently authorize the sale of to-go cocktails for pickup and delivery. The bill passed the Senate on Monday and now awaits a vote in the Assembly. If it passes, it can then proceed to Governor Gavin Newsom's desk for signature.
Okay.
I never knew there had to be a bill for that.
Oh, California is quite stingy about their alcohol. You could smoke weed wherever you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to crack a beer, you better look around your shoulder and
I don't know, because I came from Oregon and you can't buy hard alcohol in a grocery store, but I have Instacart and Bevmo will show up. They'll drop some Absolute on my front doorstep. No problem.
You can't buy hard alcohol in a grocery store?
No. You have to go to a liquor
California.
Yeah, but at a liquor store in Oregon, you can't. So I always thought California was like, woohoo.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went to Utah to visit a buddy who was living there. And not only could you not buy liquor, you also can't buy beer in a grocery store. At least at this time you couldn't.
Oh.
And you couldn't go to liquor stores on Sundays. They were all closed.
Oh.
Well, I've heard of that in Indiana. You cannot buy beer or any alcohol on Sundays.
Yeah.
And to me, that broke my heart. But to hear that there's some places that you can't even buy it at a grocery store 7 days a week, that kills me.
Yeah. Or in like Colorado, you can buy beer under a certain percent in grocery store. Basically, you can buy the macro beer.
Right.
And it was a law that was pushed by the big breweries so that craft beer could only be sold at a liquor store. So you couldn't conveniently buy good beer. You had to go to a liquor store for good beer.
Painful.
That's dirty, but I'm going to go to the liquor store. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't buy that shit.
No, that's just funny, this whole bill thing, because during the pandemic here in Wisconsin, at least Mexican restaurants around here just started doing margaritas to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they had approval or what, but they were just doing it. And now they still do it, even though you can dine in or, do whatever. And I don't know if anybody's really cares here.
Well, they set up like margarita stands, like lemonade stands over there, don't they? Yeah, I mean, no rules. Parents,
there's a little bit of rules,
all right.
but
okay. I got to get out there.
We ain't lawless.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, at least out here in California, pre-pandemic, I mean, God, you could not even buy a completely sealed, never opened beer to go. Like if you went to pick up some tacos, there's no buying a beer to go. And then the pandemic hit, and you're doing beer delivery and cocktail delivery and to go and stuff. And I was like, if one good thing comes out of this fucking pandemic,
right, it
is the to go sales of alcohol. And I mean, look, there's no reason not to keep it around.
No, absolutely, because it's good for, I mean, not only you, the consumer, but more importantly, the breweries that you're giving the money to and you're supporting.
Yeah.
So why shut off that support?
A lot of local breweries now know my address.
Yeah, FedEx doesn't, obviously, but the breweries do.
Oh, God. Don't get me fucking started.
I know. Now I'm going to make them turn red and start ranting.
That FedEx package, by the way, still hasn't been delivered to anybody.
Oh, no. Meanwhile, there's a FedEx driver that's been missing, out drinking in the woods somewhere.
He's hammered. Haven't seen him in a week.
Yeah.
At the very least, somebody enjoyed the package.
Yeah.
No, here's a follow-up. After the brewer called to fix things and say, you're an idiot, send it to this address, that morning they went, oh, we just decided to return it to you. He's like, what the fuck? So it's been over a week. It's been a week and a half since they said they'd return it to him. It's still not in his possession.
Oh my God.
I checked tracking today. Now I'm just following it to see. It's not even in his state yet.
Somebody call Good Morning America because this is a fucking issue.
It is.
And it needs to get solved.
Yeah. FedEx needs to be burnt to the ground. I am saying. So
I worked there. I agree.
That's right. You were one of the assholes throwing my boxes on the ground.
I was an asshole.
Tavor box?
Yeah, they throw my pretzels. They deliver them to me a lot of the time, and then I ship through them. And I literally saw a guy throw them off the truck one time. And I just came out there just barking at him. I was pissed off. Yeah, it was a giant box, and he just goosh, and I could hear it. And there was 3 of them, so I went out, and he was still throwing them. Like, do you see that word fragile on the side? Like,
dumbass.
Yeah, I was so mad.
Yeah, I'd be pissed. It's your livelihood.
Yeah, it's like, and then you got to go through the chain. Okay, call FedEx, call the pretzel company, blah, blah, blah. Darn FedEx.
And we all know how that works.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a chain of I don't give a shit.
Yep.
We had, not to get into the whole shipping thing, we had an Amazon person. They came up, they rang our doorbell. So, our Ring doorbell is now recording. No one came to the door. So he literally like tossed it up in the air and let it fall. It's like, hey, dummy, you hit the Ring doorbell. You're on video now.
You're on camera.
So we sent that into Amazon. Back to alcohol-related things. A driver was annoyed at a parked car. Drunk driver. A Montana woman was so intoxicated behind the wheel of a car, she honked at a parked car in front of her because she apparently thought she was stuck in traffic.
Oh, I get it. Maybe she was stuck in mud. That's happened to me before.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
Is she just laying on the horn like 10 seconds a crack?
Minutes. The observer who reported her to the police department, Montana, said she, quote, couldn't even get the vehicle in park, end quote, and then crashed into the cart return facility in front of the grocery store.
Maybe she didn't see the T and she thought it was a car return.
Oh, nice one, Flex.
Maybe so.
Perfect.
A little narrow, but
Yeah.
you
know, maybe she
so
thought
are those
she was
car
driving,
returns.
Yeah, maybe she thought she was driving a compact car. You know, she's old, she's drunk.
Yeah.
She's getting pissed at parked cars. Return your fucking car.
Yeah. Well, we should applaud her for her willingness to clean up the parking lot.
She was trying to think smart.
Yeah.
That's it. Has anybody ever had the misfortune of being the designated driver?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a big van, so like
Big
it'll be
name.
like a Sprinter van. It's like put 10 people in some, beer bus. Someone's got to drive.
That's why my car is a 2-door. Nobody wants me.
Oh, okay.
Flex, you've never been a double D before?
If I was, I didn't follow the rules.
That's fair.
I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And then you're just kind of at the bar and you're like, yeah, give me some.
Well,
one doesn't
you might
count.
get along with this person. True, one does not count. But let's take a trip back down to Florida, shall we?
Always.
A Florida woman was arrested after hitting 3 parked cars before the hood of her automobile burst into flames. The alleged drunk driver was supposed to have been acting responsibly that night, according to her statement to cops. The driver of the vehicle had a blood alcohol level that registered twice the legal limit. The driver stated she was supposed to be the designated driver. They also showed her, what do you call that photo?
Mugshot?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Showed her mugshot. She had a cut above her eye, had been bleeding down her face. Designated driver wasn't happening.
Aww.
And they didn't even clean it up for the mugshot.
Mm-mm.
Savage.
Yeah, so I hate being the DD. I don't know. I don't know how to wrap that up. Being the designated driver sucks. Don't be that fool. Be like Flex, who gets out of it every time, apparently.
You don't get out of it. You just, you trust yourself.
And don't buy a Sprinter van is what I'm hearing.
Right.
Always have the 2-door.
When you're in Wisconsin, being the DD is like, you can still have like 5 or 6 beers.
Just keep it under like a 0.10.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, it's kind of what we do here. It's basically what the state is known for.
I mean, what else
Cool.
are you going to do in a winter wonderland like Wisconsin?
Yeah, exactly.
Basically all back roads. Yeah, no
It's like, talk
real
to people and they're
traffic.
like, oh, you know the Brewers? They're like, oh, well, I don't know. Oh, you know the Packers? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, we drink in Wisconsin. Oh, yeah, you're from Wisconsin. Like...
It's all making sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Highest, what is it? Highest bars per capita in the nation, I believe.
Yeah, it's like most bars per square mile or something like that.
Wait a minute now. So my hometown has the most bars per capita, supposedly. Is this like some myth that's just floating around where...
Whoa. Greg brought it up.
First of all,
what is this?
We're going to need to do some research here.
Yes.
My uncle for quite a while lived in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And he always said that they were known for having the most bars per capita in the nation. I think that's because they had like 7 residents and 5 bars.
This is breaking my heart. I was so proud of my hometown legend.
Now
Well,
look,
maybe your hometown, but as a state,
That's probably it.
So we'll still give you some credit.
also, my uncle, not a huge drinker, could have been completely incorrect.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have to do some research.
Okay.
Well, with that, I think we'll wrap things up because why not? It's been one of those kind of
A
nights.
wonky night.
It's
been a long
very
night.
wonky night of technical issues and then serious things to talk about. Before I forget, hi, Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa.
Can't forget that.
Hey.
I'll hit some music. We'll start heading out of here. Erica, thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight.
Thank you. It was really an honor. Had a good time.
Well, you were silly enough to do it twice. We'll see if you do it 3 times. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on... Okay.
Let us sleep on that one.
Yeah, you let us know.
No.
We threw you into the fire like, hey, come on. And we're going to have a super serious episode.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's just the theme of the night. Go ahead.
Thanks, Meatloaf.
Follow
Follow her on the
meatloaf
gram.
necklaces.
Oh, nasty.
Oh, gross, but be good at a beer festival.
You'd like it.
I would eat it. Follow her on the gram at necknosh, all one word, necknosh, and go buy some of her delicious pretzels. Now that things are opening up and we can go drink outdoors, go buy some pretzels for your neck. You'll be glad you did. Find us, The Unfiltered Gentleman, and The Unfiltered Gentleman at gmail.com, 805-53. Beer is the number. Flex is on the gram, as per usual. Flex me a beer, underscores in between and underneath all those words there. That's how you find them. We should get you a shirt that just has like your Instagram across your chest.
Yeah, I got to get one of those.
I think we should. I think that's everything. I hope everyone out there is well and staying very well hydrated. And on that note, good night, everybody.